Hey guys, my name is Brandy Barnes and this is my homework 3B video for Earth Science. The things that I will cover in this video today: what is precipitation, how does it happen, what are the differences in precipitation, what is air mass, why does Oklahoma have tornadoes, and is airlifting important? Precipitation. What is it? Well, precipitation is known as rain, snow, sleet, or hail that falls to the ground from the clouds. How does it form? Water is pulled into the clouds that are formed by condensation, and as the more water is evaporated and pulled into the clouds, the water drops get bigger and bigger, and they get so heavy that the clouds cannot hold on to them anymore, and then they fall to the earth as rain. But if the cloud temperatures are lower than normal, then the water may change to ice. There are 4 different forms of precipitation: rain, liquid water that falls freely from the sky; sleet, ice pellets often mixed with rain or snow; snow, water vapor frozen into ice crystals falling in light flakes covering the ground as a white layer; and hail, frozen pellets of rain which fall in showers from cumulonimbus clouds. Air mass. A body of air with horizontally uniform temperature, humidity, and pressure. When air moves, it carries the temperature and moisture from the first location to another. So in the winter, when we have our Northic air, it comes from the North Pole and is moving across the Earth and bringing all that cold temperature all the way down. This can affect a large portion of the continent. That's why we have colder air in the winter and warmer air in the summer. Air masses are classified according to latitude and source regions. Now, living in Oklahoma, we have many tornadoes, and it happens around springtime. And this is why tornadoes are formed by the warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico and the dry, cool Canada air. The cool air is pushing down, and the hot air is pushing up. But then we have our Oklahoma wind that blows, and so it makes it a big mixing bowl. It's like when you put the dough for bread in the mixing bowl, and then you put the mixer in it, and it twirls it all around. This causes air pressure so big that it will tear up like ground and houses and all kinds of different debris flying through that air. And this is where we are. We are in the middle of the tornado alley, and that way we have the warm, moist air coming up from the other side of Texas, and then the warm air from Mexico, and then there's some colder air coming from Canada and up there by North Dakota and Minnesota. The airlifting processes. Airlifting is important because it helps form the clouds and helps bring rain. There's the 4 methods to lifting air, which is the frontal wedging. It's when the warm air and the cold air collide at the surface. Since the warmer air is less dense, it rises over the cold air. Orographic lift. Air is forced to lift over a mountain. Since it can't go through a mountain, it has to go over it because it can't just go back down like, on a skateboard, whatever. Convective lift. This is unequal surface heating that causes pockets of air to rise. And then convergent lift, air coming from different directions collide and force each other upward. I do now have a picture of all these. Convergent is up here in the left-hand corner. It's when the air from the different directions force each other up like they ran into a wall and they have to go up. And then the orographic, and because it has a barrier, they can't go through it, so it's not just scooting over the surface. It has to go up and over the mountain. And then you have your convection lift, and then your frontal wedge lift, which, as you can see, the warm air is forced up by the colder air because it's denser than the colder air.